What if I told you God of War 6 may actually get announced late this summer? Now, we need to slow this down because anytime the words new God of War and late summer announcement start floating around the internet, we all start jumping to cinematic trailer conclusions in our head. I don't want to do that, but I do want to talk to you guys about what's confirmed and what just got possibly leaked by modern God of War Kratos voice actor himself, Christopher Judge. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Jimmy or Chaos. Today, we may have some good news. We may actually be getting closer to seeing the reveal of God of War 6. Remember, I read every single comment on every single video, and if you want to catch all the Chaos Gaming and main Chaos channel videos together, you can on Spotify. The Chaos Gaming podcast is live, and you can actually watch the videos over there. The link is at the top of the description. And if you do follow me over there, please leave a rating and leave me a comment on the videos. Now, here's the situation. YouTuber Foozpoozy asked Christopher Judge, the modern voice of Kratos, whether he's involved in the upcoming God of War remakes. I'm going to let you guys watch the clip here.
Announcement, and I have to come say hi. Are you playing in the remake?
No, well, it's going to be TC because it's not a reboot, but they're going to put all the new technology in it, add more stuff, a new fighting system.
Okay.
So that will be TC. The original.
Sorry, who's
the original guy?
Oh, the original. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then you'll be hearing about what we're doing probably late summer.
Oh,
yeah.
That's so exciting. You didn't play in the Sparta one, right? The new announcement too?
The Sons of Sparta?
Yeah.
Well, that's a kind of 2D thing. That's about Kratos and Deimos, his brother, training to be Sparta.
And interestingly, Judge didn't dismiss the YouTuber at all. He actually responded with 3 key points. First one was, TC Carson will voice Kratos in the remakes. That's awesome. That's how it should be. Christopher Judge is not involved in those remakes at all. The remakes will feature new technology, a new fighting system, and new content. And then the big one that is making waves is he said a new God of War game from Santa Monica Studio will be announced late summer. That was it. That was all the spark the internet needed. Not a PlayStation blog post, not a Sony showcase. It was a direct comment from the current Kratos actor. So now the question becomes, how much of this is official direction? How much of it is off-the-cuff commentary? Was he supposed to say that? I mean, all of that matters. So let's kind of separate things here. Christopher Judge publicly stated he's not voicing Kratos in the remakes. TC Carson will voice Kratos in those remakes, and the remakes are using new technology and updated combat systems. Then he said, a new God of War title from Santa Monica will be announced late this summer. Here's the thing. This wasn't a Sony press release. It's not a PlayStation showcase reveal. It was a statement from a voice actor. That puts a very interesting twist on the sourcing category here. It was direct. It was not corporate confirmed. And I think that's what makes this matter. So I would say this is essentially tier 2.5 information, right? Not an official announcement, that would be tier 1. It's not a Bloomberg report or a trade publication, that would be tier 2 or a very trusted insider source. It's a primary participant in the franchise. That makes it instantly credible. I mean, it's not validated or confirmed, but it's credible. We've seen actors many times accidentally reveal plans because they got comfortable and they just started talking, and I feel that's what happened here. Now, let's zoom out for a second. God of War 2005 and God of War 2, they defined an era of PlayStation, but they exist on PS2 and PS3 tech foundations, right? We've had remasters. We've never had full-on remakes, and after the Norse Saga reboot started in 2018, there was a generation of players who never played the Greek era in modern format. So if Sony looks at the success of God of War 2018 and Ragnarok and the sales of Ragnarok, I mean, it makes sense. And they also look at the performance of high-end remakes like Resident Evil or Dead Space. The remake of a Greek saga is not shocking at all. It is very safe, and they are doing the strategy of giving us nostalgia bait. It is nostalgia bait. You can have good nostalgia bait to hold us over until the next mainline entry. That's what Resident Evil does. That's what Bethesda does with Elder Scrolls, the Fallout series, Gears of War. That's the new playbook. So let's talk about our voice actors. The TC Carson versus Christopher Judge shift here. It's actually pretty cool. TC Carson voiced Kratos in the original Greek trilogy. Christopher Judge took over in 2018 when the character was reimagined. I'll let you decide which one you like better. I think they're both perfect for the setting of their Kratos. I think TC Carson was perfect for the younger, more unhinged Kratos. I think that Christopher Judge was perfect for the more grounded father-like Kratos. Now, if the remakes bring back TC Carson, which they are, That signals something. They're likely preserving the original tonal direction of those games. So we're going to get that younger, rage-driven Kratos, the Greek mythology setting, all of that. That is not a Norse Kratos overlay at all. Now let's talk about the fighting system comment that he made before we get into the really good stuff. Judge reportedly said the remakes will feature new technology, fighting system, and new content. That implies to me this isn't just a visual polish deal. This is a system-level rework, and that is good. So possibilities are over-the-shoulder cameras similar to 2018, modernized combat depth, expanded narrative segments, new boss fights or side content. All of that is up for grabs here. If they're building this on the same tech foundation as Ragnarok, I think that would make sense. It would also align with the franchise, but here's the risk if you do that. If you change our combat too much, you risk losing what makes the originals iconic. You have to find that balance, and they all have to find that balance in the remakes because you don't want to lose the legacy or what made people attach, but you also kind of have to modernize. So that's something they're going to have to figure out. Now, here it is. The part that everybody latched onto. A new God of War from Santa Monica Studio will be announced in late summer. So if that's true, it suggests marketing windows are already planned to go. So late summer aligns with PlayStation Showcase, Gamescom season, major industry press cycles. But again, this was not Sony confirmed. This was direct information from the Kratos voice actor. So it suggests to me that the internal readiness is there for a reveal. It doesn't guarantee that we're going to see it or anything, but it's pretty comfortable, right? I mean, what are the motivations for them to be ready and reveal this summer? They need some flagship IP stability. They do. Spider-Man, Last of Us, God of War, those are their system sellers. Remakes keep the brand alive, but it's only between the major installments. New titles keep the franchise moving forward. So strategically, staggering your remakes and new entries makes a lot of sense, right? We also know they closed the Norse saga with Ragnarok, so that leaves them at the crossroads. What are we doing? Are we going to Egypt like everybody and their mother thinks we are? Are we continuing Kratos' story? Of course we are. Are we going to focus on Atreus at all? That's the huge question. Will he play a bigger part, a smaller part, or no role at all going over to the next pantheon? I mean, are we gonna pivot to multiple mythologies? Are we gonna start fresh? We don't know. So if a new game is being announced, that means the studio, of course, they've already locked it in. They're ready. They don't move quickly unless pre-production was done during Ragnarok's final phases. And if they're letting the voice actor talk like this, which I assume this was all premeditated, they gave him talking notes before they went or told him what he could or couldn't say or said, hey, go drop this little nugget and get the internet going. They're ready, or they're getting close to ready. God of War 2018 sold over 20 million copies. Ragnarok had one of PlayStation's strongest launches ever. This is not a struggling franchise. This is a premium tier IP. What that means is marketing budgets are going to be high. Expectations are going to be through the roof, and production cycles, of course, are going to be long. They are not going to rush this God of War 6. But they've been working on it for a while. So they could give us that 12 to 18 month window that you see in normal marketing and advertising. Teaser drops late this summer, then we're 12 to 18 months out from actually getting our hands on it. Now, what we don't know is a bunch of things. If the remakes are, we don't know when the remakes are going to be coming. We only know that the trilogy is being remade right now. We don't know if it's going to be 1, 2, or 3 or a collection. I assume a collection. I don't think we know what engine they're going to be using. We could, but I'm not sure. And we don't know if the new game is going to have Kratos and Son along. We don't. We don't know which mythology or pantheon he's going to explore. And we don't know our windows. We also don't know if Judge's comments were meant as confirmation or he was just giving casual commentary. But he definitely knows more than you or I do, right? I mean, the headlines are out there. God of War officially confirmed. God of War 6 confirmed. God of War 6 trailer inbound in August or July or June. We need to take it with a grain of salt. There's been no Sony press statement, no PlayStation blog entry. Until that happens, I mean, it's a high confidence deal, but it is unofficial. So keep that in mind. But there's a lot of credibility when it comes straight from Judge himself. Now, the fun part of the video, let's speculate. So, next God of War game, right? If Sony or Santa Monica announces late this summer, it means we're going to get a cinematic teaser. We're not going to get any gameplay. And we will probably get the title reveal only. That's what they did with Ragnarok. Studios typically announce early in production for long cycle projects, which this is. And the story direction possibilities we already know. Egyptian mythology pivot, right? Atreus-led spinoff, that's probably not happening. Multi-myth crossover, could we see multiple pantheons? We could. I mean, Egypt is the most popular theory because it fits visually and culturally distinct from the Norse mythology. But not even that's confirmed. So what I'm envisioning here, remember Ragnarok with the snow and the symbol? I'm thinking something like that, but it's in the Egyptian type vibe. That's what I'm getting here. I mean, after Ragnarok concluded the major emotional arc, the next game, it kind of has to justify its own existence. Continuing Kratos without a purpose, that's not going to make a lot of sense. Spinning off his kid, that could alienate part of the fan base. That would alienate part of the fan base. So Santa Monica's biggest challenge isn't really the tech for this game. It's actually the story and the narrative direction. They have to be careful here. They also have to watch the other risks with this game. Franchise fatigue, it can happen, even when a franchise is up like God of War is, if it's overexposed. Combat system changes, those can alienate the longtime fans. I mean, even actor transitions can create backlash. So there's a lot of things they have to do. This is not plug and play and it's an instant win. They put a lot of work and time and effort into this. And I think they're going to knock it out of the park. Now, if Christopher's comments are accurate, I think we're looking at two parallel strategies here. Remonetize and modernize the Greek saga, of course, and then begin the next major chapter of the franchise. That's where we're going. So if you are a fan of God of War, it's a good time. Let me know if you're going to be getting the trilogy remake, and let me know what you think is going to happen late this summer. Do you think we get a teaser? I personally actually do, because that could set it up to where if they do the 18-month window, what are we looking at? We get it in summer of 2026, and then we go 12 months, that's summer of 2027, and then you push another 6 months. You'd be looking at a spring launch in 2028. That makes a lot of sense to me. Let me know what you guys think. I'll keep you covered if anything new breaks, and I'll see you soon.